y'all had better start saying the Lord's Prayer because it looks like the world is about to end. Cause what other explanation would you give to what just went down on social media? Nicki and Cardi just ended their lifelong beef? Now, I know you're probably teeming in anticipation and eager to hear the nitty-gritty details, but not to worry. I'll make sure to break it down while serving you some side just to go with the tea. Now, let's be honest, the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef was once so pronounced that no one thought it could ever end. Heck, even I thought Nicki and Cardi's offsprings would be updating their Instagram fans with news of how they were about to start a beef between the children, which is why it totally took me by surprise when Nicki first reached out to Cardi. What sparked the move anyway? Apparently, it might have something to do with the fact that Cardi just called things off of Offset. Nicki is not just stopping at showing love to Cardi, she's taking their frenemy-ship or whatever this is to the next level by sending some very much deserved but painful shots in Offset's direction while exposing him for using Cardi for clout and leeching off her hard-earned money. But if we're being honest, Nicki has never really been on good terms with Offset. Sure, she was cool with Migos before their motorsport collaboration and her posthumous beef with Cardi, but right after that, her relationship with Offset and the other Migos members basically went down the drain. But Nicki's respect for Offset totally flew out the window after he got into a fight with Nicki's husband, Kenneth Boo Petty, which ended up with Ken taking a trip to jail. It's no wonder why Nicki got so pissed off about it, because everyone knows that Nicki doesn't like anyone touching her man or keeping his name in their mouth. The whole issue started after Kenneth Petty uploaded a video of himself and his friends taking shots at Offset while promising that they would jump him whenever they managed to get their hands on him. Things got worse when Kenneth said he would kill Offset. That's bad enough to do on a normal day, but it's really stupid to do it while you're on probation. It didn't take long for people to drag him around and get messy by making a scene with the husband of his wife's longtime rival, Offset, for no apparent reason. And Nicki, of course, got involved too, because Nicki and Kenneth were getting so much attention. Kenneth shared private texts between himself and Offset that showed that there was some underlying drama behind the camera. According to the text, it looks like Offset had started a fight in the first place by sliding to Kim's DM and saying, "You niggas, old ass in female business with no money for water. Don't post me either since you a gangster, right? You live in Charlotte too." Kenneth replied by saying he's not afraid of any rapper while inviting Offset to meet him outside. Offset then replied, "You a grown ass man talking shit about a woman, you're a pussy. You guys too old and don't be outside. Also, you can think what you think, but you broke and ain't far from me catching you already. I'm not gonna say shit to you online. I ain't hiding my man. Get in line, get some money." Not this broke dude shaming Offset when he's also guilty of being one divorce away from being a broke boy. "Forgive me, Nicki, for I have greatly sinned." Offset decided to end Kenneth with some carefully delivered punchlines while saying, "You man ain't standing on no business or no money. You broke. I can tell, goofy man." Kenneth was so pissed off that he decided to take a low blow by bringing up Takeoff's murder while saying, "Use that money to get the men that killed your partner, my G. That's gangster." The two of them persisted, calling each other names and daring the other to pull up. After that, Kenneth and his gang decided to turn up and call Offset's bluff. Rumor has it that something happened at the VMAs that we weren't aware of, but we have no idea what happened between them to make Offset message Kenneth out of the blues, but those shots were way too intense to be coincidental why their exchange was so hot. Kenneth landed himself in a lot of problems with the parole board and was sentenced to 4 months of home detention when the video of him threatening Offset went public. An official statement was released on how Kenneth was caught on camera making threats towards an identifiable person, so the probation officer believed that by placing him in the location monitoring program, they can keep an eye on him very closely, restrict his movement, punish him when he doesn't comply, and maybe even get him to assess his place in the community. I'm sure Kenneth didn't mean to end up with the monitor around his ankle when he bragged about being strapped. With his audacity to gloat about breaking his parole restrictions online for everyone to see, Kenneth undoubtedly overplayed his hand in that situation. As one might expect, he was eventually exposed and subsequently mocked online. At this point, Nicki interjected, dropping hints that Offset had been lying to authorities regarding her family, which had ultimately resulted in the police barricading her home and threatening her with firearms. She released a statement on Twitter saying, "2 times my home was surrounded by large guns. This person wanted a family with a 2-year-old to be shot at, yet nothing on any blog. This same person made a false claim to CPS. When you have snitches in high places of the music industry who don't want you to win, but realize they can't stop you because God's anointing in my life is very real? Funny how this person has been found, mentioned, or arrested. She also stated that, can't call the cops every time you flop, just saying. And a child who's done nothing to anyone but bring joy, you're gonna get the brakes beaten off of you. Ain't reading comments, don't give a fuck about them, so knock yourself out. So to them, write it down, take a picture, try to stop being amazed at what I do. I stamped on them best dressed according to Vogue, body smoking. So yeah, it looks like Nicki and Offset have had their own personal beef for a while now. And that's all part of the beef she has been having with Cardi. For the looks of it, she seems to dislike him more than she does Cardi, because she seems to have totally taken Cardi's side in this Offset-Cardi divorce. Not only did she publicly show support for Cardi, but she also dragged Offset and accused him of leeching off Cardi. For those who don't know, Cardi filed for divorce from Offset a couple of days ago. An insider also stated that they've grown apart. That's the main reason why she decided to break things off, but Cardi's priority at the moment is getting custody of their 2 kids. It's quite shocking to think that Cardi and Offset have been posing as the picture-perfect couple, and they've both been considering taking this step for a long time while asking each other what their future holds, which is why no one is trying to fight for their relationship. I guess they both came into an agreement that their feeling faded off a long time ago and divorce is no longer an avoidable option. As if things weren't rough enough, Cardi B also shocked everyone by dropping major news, and you won't believe the tea I'm about to spill. Can you believe that she's pregnant with Offset's 3rd child? On Instagram, she told everyone about the new update while saying, "With every ending comes a new beginning. I am so grateful to have shared this season with you. You have brought me more love, more life, and most of all, renewed my power. You reminded me that I can have it all. You reminded me that I never have to choose between life, love, and my passion. I love you so much, and I cannot wait for you to witness what you helped me to accomplish, what you pushed me to do. It's so much easier taking life's twists, turns, and tests lying down, but you, your brother, and your sister have shown me why it's worth it to push through." As a result, Nicki supported Cardi in these trying times while saying, "Stop beating up on yourself. Handle it gently." It was nice to see Nicki being supportive, as we all expected her to shade Cardi and make fun of her for her personal problems. She exposed Offset as a money-sucking parasite who was only sticking to Cardi's side for the money and influence, which is sort of ridiculous. Offset made a lot of money when he was in Amigos, but not as much since they broke up. Only approximately 70,000 copies of his most recent record, Set It Off, were sold in the first week. Once Amigos split up, Offset became a forgotten man, but Cardi did her best to flaunt her man on camera. She persuaded the filmmakers to include him in her McDonald's contract and cast him in the Baby Shark film, despite their desire to cast only her and the children. An insider claims that Cardi generated the majority of the family's income. Offset is all about blowing his budget, while she's a stickler for saving and investing. They were both very wealthy throughout their marriage, but Cardi ended up with the lion's share of the wealth. I don't just mean a small portion, I mean a massive portion. However, Cardi owns more than just cash. She also owns real estate. Cardi and her children reside at her house in Atlanta, while Cardi's mother stays at her New Jersey home. Offset isn't quite as rich as he acts to be, thanks to Cardi B's money. That man fritters away cash like there's no tomorrow, and he's not even out anymore. See how that person's life turns out without Cardi. At that mature age, taking advantage of someone for financial gain and then cheating on them every 3 business days is utterly evil. The decision by Cardi to leave him and end their troubled marriage has brought relief to her fans. The fans' remarks have been scattered all over the place. What do y'all think about Nicki's sudden decision to support Cardi? Are we finally in the women supporting women era that we've all been hoping for? Let us know in the comment section below.